Hey folks, Crimson Blaze here. Welcome to the channel. I am back on trail for my next adventure, and this weekend I am backpacking in the Zirkel Wilderness. So Nancy, Sherpa, and I found a good spot here for a nice little snack break. And Rainbow Lake, it's pretty. It's big. I didn't realize it was going to be this big. Beautiful snow-capped mountain backdrop, so I can see why people would like to camp in this area. It really is beautiful. Hey, Sherpa. While I'm here, let me tell you about our plans for this weekend. So we're going to be out here for 3 days and 2 nights. We parked at the Rainbow Lakes trailhead. And it's about, like I said, 3-mile hike up to this point, up to Rainbow Lake. But I hear this is really, really popular. So it was recommended to me go a little bit further down to Slide Lake. And I think it's like this water slides off the rock. It looks really cool. I think there's a small waterfall there as well. But that's what we're going to be hiking to. We're just taking a little break right now. We've got about 3 more miles. I think it's 6 miles to Slide Lake. We got about 3 more miles, and then we're going to set up camp there. But right now, just sitting here and enjoying Rainbow Lake. The weather is nice, blue skies. It is a perfect day for a hike. This is a beautiful trail that is hiking along Rainbow Lake. But I don't see a lot of open views of Rainbow Lake. Like, I can see it, and it's definitely beautiful, but not a lot of open views of Rainbow Lake. We're hiking by these beautiful little waterfalls, and Nancy and Sherpa are just handling it like champs, and I'm trying not to fall in while recording this. But this is probably one of my favorite sections of the trail so far. Because as you start turning away from Rainbow Lake, you start hiking up Norris Creek. Now there is some elevation gain, but man, this is just beautiful. This powerful, thundering, rushing water. I love this. I think this creek goes all the way up to Slide Lake. So hopefully we can find a nice waterfall for our campsite. This is pretty cool. I wonder if this is why they call it Slide Lake. This is what I was looking for. Water sliding down the rock. It's pretty amazing. So now, just looking for a camp spot. It looks like it levels off somewhere at the top. I do think on the other side of that ridge there, that is Slide Lake. So I need to do some exploring and let's go find a good campsite. All right, folks, camp is set up. Let me show you around a little bit. Pretty basic, kind of hard to find a good campsite, but this is me with the Dutch Chameleon. Got the tarp. Love that setup. That is my go-to setup. And it did look like it was storming for a little while, like it was going to storm. So that's why I went ahead, pitched everything out, got my tarp set up, because it looked like it was actually going to rain. And even though the forecast says it's not supposed to rain, I know better. Like in the Colorado mountains, you could get hail for 5 or 10 minutes. As for my wife, she's tucked back in here with Sherpa and the Big Agnes Tiger Wall 2, one person. It is a 2-person tent, but really it's only for one and maybe a dog. Hey Sherpa. Nancy and I have decided that today we're just going to relax at camp. That hike was a little more than I think we thought it was going to be. Kind of wore us out a little bit, and since we don't have any real agenda, I think we're just going to relax around camp and enjoy the beauty of our campsite, because Slide Lake is beautiful, but also just the surrounding mountains here, snow-capped mountains. It is beautiful little campsite, so we're just going to sit back and enjoy it. And then I think tomorrow we're probably just going to explore Slide Lake a little bit, and then look more at that stream that's going down the rock, and really just more of a relaxing day as well. But yeah, that is our plan for the day, so you may not see us again till dinner time. It has been a crazy weather afternoon. The forecast said it was supposed to be sunny all weekend, but if you spend enough time in the mountains, it can rain. That's why I always bring a tarp and I always bring a rain jacket, because it just might rain. Now, the sun is beginning to set behind the mountains. It's getting close to 8 o'clock at night. So just doing some of our nighttime chores where, Nancy's taking Sherpa down to the lake to get some water for tonight and also for tomorrow morning, and putting up all of our food and scented items. I'm carrying the bear canister, so I like to tuck that underneath like a log if I can. And Nancy has the Ursack, so I tied that off to a tree, pretty secure, and that should be good to go. But it has been a beautiful day. Love the hike up here, especially between Rainbow Lake and Slide Lake. I really enjoyed that. But we're heading to bed now. Going to start relaxing for the evening. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to do some exploring of Slide Lake tomorrow. So I will see you in the morning. Morning, folks. It is day 2 out here in the Zirkel Wilderness. I got up to a beautiful sunrise. I love watching the sunrise on the mountains. But now we're going to do a little bit of exploring. First, we're going to go look at the east end of Slide Lake. I'm hoping we can see some views of Rainbow Lake. Not sure if we're going to be able to do that. And then we're going to go hike around a little bit. There's actually upper Slide Lake. So we're going to go up there, check that out a little bit. As the sun is rising on Slide Lake, we'll get some better views of that. And there is a super cool waterfall on the way down and around to upper Slide Lake. Actually thinking about maybe camping there if I can convince Nancy to pack up and move down there this afternoon. But we'll see how we feel. Right now we're just going to go get some water and begin our little adventure. That was awesome. Coming down from that overlook of Rainbow Lake and hiking down the side of Norris Creek, where it's just sliding down the rock. That was really cool. And I got to give a shout out to my good friend Russ. He's the one who recommended coming out here to the Zirkel Wilderness and camping at Slide Lake because of that feature, right? Because of the water sliding down the rock, all those little waterfalls, the wildflowers. It was just tremendous. Absolutely loved that. But right now we're back down to the trail that we were at yesterday, and we're going to hike up to Upper Slide Lake. So check this out. We are here in mid-July and the wildflowers are really popping. It is beautiful out here. But what's also popping are the mosquitoes. Now, if you're moving around, they're okay. They don't bother you. If you stand still for too long, they start to attack. Upper Slide Lake. Hoping I can get a view from the west side of Slide Lake. Maybe. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh, that is awesome. That's Upper Slide Lake. What a beautiful lake. I've really enjoyed Upper Slide Lake up here, and I knew there was a waterfall. I knew there was one, had to be flowing down to Slide Lake, especially with some of the elevation we gained from that one lake to the next, and sure enough, there was a cool waterfall. I really enjoyed that. Now we're heading back to our lake, Slide Lake. We're gonna be going back a different way, through a different trail, and coming in from the west. And then we're making it back to camp for lunch. We are back at camp after trekking through the woods a little bit along Slide Lake. But yeah, took us about 3 hours to do that. Very relaxing pace, but yeah, that was nice. Nancy and I are getting dinner ready at our last night at camp. You can see Nancy is all bug netted up.
I think they're worse than last night.
Yeah, I think so too. Last night we didn't wear anything like this for dinner, but it was overcast and rainy, so that may be what kept them down. Speaking of someone who doesn't like the bugs, Sherpa comes to the tent and asks to be let in because I think the bugs have been bothering her as well. Just finished off Nancy's meal, feeling a little full, so I might wait for my dinner, second dinner later tonight. But we found that really the best cure for the mosquitoes is to move, right? Move around. So we're just gonna go down by the lake, over by the stream, Norris Creek, that's flowing down the rock, and hopefully the mosquitoes will relent just a little bit. So this is the east end. That's where we were at this morning. We hiked up there to get a view of Rainbow Lake. And then we hiked up there. There's Upper Slide Lake. Pretty cool waterfall coming down from the top of there. And also a really nice waterfall coming right into the lake. Well, that was a nice reprieve from the mosquitoes. Just walking down by the lake and the stream, that was really beautiful. I love that. But now it's time to head back up to camp. We're probably going to get in our tent and hammock for the night, so I will see you in the morning. Morning, folks. It is day 3 and we are back on trail. Nancy and I got off to an early start this morning because the mosquitoes are fierce. And the best thing to do is to pack up and get moving. So we're hiking down Norris Creek, down the Slick Rock and back to the main trail. And we got about 6 miles this morning, so let's go enjoy the hike. Well, we just passed Rainbow Lake and now we have about 3 miles left to the truck, but it has been a wonderful backpacking trip. My first time out here in the Zirkel Wilderness, and it is beautiful with all the lakes, beautiful forests, snow-capped mountains. Really a great place for hiking and backpacking. The only thing I will say is the mosquitoes. They were relentless, so be sure to prepare for that. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Until my next adventure, keep on blazing.